Good evening, everybody. Chopal Millet here, coming to you from Larnaca Airport in Cyprus. So, cheers to the good people, Mr. Brown, for selling me this coffee today. Yeah. So anyway, I came back from Israel today, and this was a trip I didn't really plan on doing. I originally planned to spend a week within Jordan and Israel. Just one whole week away from London, between the two countries. But then I thought, wait, there's so many other countries in the Gulf that I've not been to yet, as well as I've not properly visited Saudi Arabia. So I thought, a space of a week, give myself a challenge. Let's do this. Jordan, Qatar, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Oman, UAE, and I would go back to Jordan and then I would go home. I wouldn't go to Israel. I thought I'd best go to Israel like another different time, on a separate trip. Because there's too many issues when crossing borders and stamps and monies and fees like that. But throughout the week I thought to myself, I really don't want to pay another 40 Jordanian dinars, which is £45 sterling, to come back to Jordan just for a night and then have to fly back to London the next day. I thought to myself, what's also there to go to? I thought, would I go to Kuwait? And I decided not to because hotels were expensive there. So I flew to Israel from Abu Dhabi, yes, because Abu Dhabi has a link with Israel thanks to Wizz Air. It cost me £73 sterling to get to Tel Aviv yesterday on Saturday for the win. And I knew there was going to be a long time waiting to cross the border. I'm kind of like used to this kind of situation, asking me a lot of questions, but it's not really too extreme. It was more about, okay, you've been to a certain amount of countries in the past week, and you have a stamp from Iraq from many years ago, even though you only have for 15 hours. Explain yourself. Explain myself that I was in Lebanon 6 years ago, visiting Bashari to honor my uncle's memory. I was hanging out with my stoner friends in Iran in 2012, smuggling in Opeth, which according to that trip has pretty much dashed all my opportunities of visiting America in the near future without having to apply for a visa. And yeah, that also just said, oh yeah, I went to Iraq for a day for 15 hours in Zakho, and I couldn't find my feet. That's fine. So after 2 hours, they let me into the country, which is so great. It's my 115th nation. Now, I didn't want to be counting this so-called Palestine as a country because people are like, oh yeah, it's part of the 197, oh it's no Indian member thing. I'm like, I stand with Israel, even if that does make me Zionist, and stand with Israel, like yes, that makes it a Zionist, because I just always believe there should just be a one-state solution. You know, Arabs and Jews and Christians all live together. Because when the British had divided what they got, they gave the Arabs Jordan. So Jordan could have always been for the so-called Palestinians, and the so-called Palestine was always made for the Jewish people. Yeah, but getting towards my trip, I didn't see anything in Tel Aviv. Wasn't really that interested this time. My main focus was I wanted to go to Jerusalem. I wanted to go to the old city. I wanted to honor my Ashkenazi roots and put up prayer in the Wailing Wall, which I did in honor of my South African buddy who's given me a lot of inspirations in the last couple of years. And she told me many years ago you should go to Jerusalem and put a prayer on the Wailing Wall. And that's what I did. I didn't go to Temple Mount. I didn't go to Al-Aqsa Mosque because I thought, wait, that's actually for Muslims, that's not for me, I'm going to be respectful, I'm going to stay clear of that area. Yeah, I walked around the Jewish quarter, the Armenian quarter, the Christian quarter. But the most irritable thing was people was like, come to my shop, come to my shop, come to my shop. I'm like, I don't really have the funds to be buying crap. And I didn't really want to, buy junk. It's like saying, oh, don't worry, be Jewish, or stuff like that. I was just more like, I like more culture experiences when I try food and I get an understanding about like what it is. I don't like when people get in my way and just try to sell me crap that I don't need. I stayed in the Citadel Hostel in the old city. Great place, cost me 100 shekels a night, good value. even coffee and tea making machines in all the rooms. We wouldn't say machines, but just the hot kettle for that. Yeah. So leaving Israel today, really, I was so annoyed that I had gone to Iraq. No offense. They're like, well, where do you go to Iraq for? I said, I went to Zakho, on the way from Turkey. They said, well, what's the point? I said, well, I had planned to go meet the Yazidi people as I met the Yazidis in Georgia and all. The guy was like, but a white man like you, with a Magen David, would not go to a country like Iraq. And I thought, look, I'm grateful that I have my nationalities and I don't have any restrictions like that, but it just sucks that some countries have so much racist restrictions on them. Not just Israelis, but just Africans, even Filipinos. They are no longer allowed to go to certain countries because the government's like, well, if they get kidnapped in these countries, we're not going to help them out. I mean, name a time that British people were ever restricted from going anywhere in the British Empire, or name a time where Australia basically said, Aussies can no longer go to this place. It's not like how North Korea, how basically they started banning Americans. So getting back to the whole security thing, I got a number 6, so that was fabulous, and I thought that was great. I enjoyed that experience going through security, even though I had to put my bag in, checked in, and went through the whole processes and all. And the funny thing was, when I went through passport control to get my exit slip, the guy was like, you got an Israeli passport? I say, no, I'm not really that eligible because I've only got 5% Jewish in me. I've only got 5% Ashkenazi Jewish. And the security agents would be like, so you plan on converting? And I'm like, if I get the chance to do it and it doesn't cost them money, yes, I could do it. I'd always be considered Jewish, even though I only found out I was partly Jewish when I was 36. So I would say that experience in leaving Tel Aviv was much better than a racist cop in Africa, in Senegal, South Africa, in Guinea-Bissau, getting angry at me for having 2 passports, being racist to me, demanding money. Because when you go to a country and you know that a country like Israel, that they're going to go through for a fine tooth comb, that's fine. You're expected to to think, this is part of the job. Why do I wish that these types of security features could be in other airports in the world? I just blows my mind that they don't do this type of stuff in the Western world, and it should be done because it would make the whole world much safer. But it's just, if I go to Africa and I get bothered by police for traveling with 2 passports and just, because I'm not African and they think I'm a rich person, I just consider it racist and all. So people could be all complaining, saying, oh, I get number 6, I'm going through this experience, da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, just shut up, okay? Because in my heart, I've been racially abused in a country like Guyana when I was called, you're a white boy, you have permission to take photographs. So, anyway, we need to stand with the state of Israel. I don't think one Israeli agent bitching and moaning about me going to Iraq for 15 hours ain't going to stop me from going to, just say, Syria, visiting their Jewish community, or Yemen for a day. Because, you can go to Yemen for a day, even though it's a total rip-off for $450. Or, you can still go to Yemen on a tour, but it's like $3,000. But according to my friends, well with it. Also, Kuwait. So, I don't have just markings, okay? I don't have any markings on my passport that says it's in Israel, which is fair enough. They discontinued that 10 years ago. I'm just glad that I went to Israel to honor my Jewish ancestors, and I don't care that I only spent 1 day. 1 day in a country is enough memories for a lifetime. It's like all these countries that I've only spent maybe 1 or 2 or 3 days in, they have a bigger impact on me. So anyway, I'm Israel High. I stand with the people of Israel. Stop the hate, stop the anti-Semites. Long live the state of Israel. Let's pray for more peace in this world. Martin Melhead, over and out.